Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Cooking for the Yum of It. I am your host, Wesley Foreman, and today we are going to be preparing chicken breasts poached in butter with a wine and cream sauce, which I will be serving with risotto. I've got most of the preparations done, so now all we need to do is get started. Okay, now I've already got the oven preheating to 400. That's for the chicken later, but we're going to start by cooking the risotto. Where did I put my spoon? I had it just a second ago. My little wooden spoon that I'm using for the cooking. Okay, here we go. Now, we don't want to cook this very quickly. The recipe specifically said, we want to cook the rice slowly, so we're not going to set the temperature too high. I have it set on somewhere between 5 and 6. So, need to wait for the butter to get melted. I'm not preparing it, but I'll show you the next time I do. Whenever you're boiling pasta and you don't want it to boil over, put your wooden spoon across and that will keep it from boiling over. I don't know why specifically, it just does, so let's call it cooking magic. Yeah, it's magic is in a lot of the things we do. We just have to recognize it. Now, we add our 1/3 cup of finely minced onion, which we will be cooking for about 3 to 4 minutes. Now you don't want to use, when I learned this the hard way, you don't want to use freeze-dried. In spite of how convenient it might be, it soaks up all the butter and you've got nothing left to cook with. With a fresh onion like this, you've got the butter and the onion juices, as well as the other ingredients you'll be putting in when it's time to do the rice. Now eventually the onion will turn slightly translucent. I use my veggie bullet to mince these. They look more shredded, but that's okay. It shouldn't affect the taste too much. Yeah, I can see them starting to get translucent now. I had my timer set for 4 minutes, but we'll probably cut out at 3. It smells really good too. Butter and onions, and I haven't added any garlic, but those are some of the 3 key ingredients to everything that tastes the best. Another little bit longer. I think actually it probably can go now. Now we're going to add 1 cup of unwashed. Oop, how did that bean get in there? Oh my. Now we're going to let this cook again for about 3 to 4 minutes. Stirring to make sure nothing sticks or burns or scorches. Now, this recipe is from from my cookbook, The French Chef, which was all the episodes that Julia Child did on her cooking show, The French Chef. This is episode number 14, And as she explains in the book, the reason it starts with episode 14 is that the first episodes, 1 through 13, were lost for the most part, and she didn't really care for their quality anyway, so she decided not to do those. Okay, let me just take a look here. Now, this step cooks the floury rice coating and prevents the grains from sticking together. Okay, then we're going to add, in a few minutes, another 2 minutes maybe, we're going to add the chicken stock and a little salt and pepper. And then we are going to add our bouquet. And no, this is not from Hyacinth. This is a combination of 1 tablespoon of parsley, 1/3 of a bay leaf, and 1/8 teaspoon of thyme, which I've tied together in a cheesecloth. Did that all by myself. Whoops. Almost forgot to stir here. Okay. I'm going to add the chicken stock now. Okay. Now we're going to add a good twist or two of salt. That should be about I always prefer more precise measurements than that, Julia. And some pepper. Now I like pepper, so I'll probably add a little bit more pepper than I did salt. And our bouquet. Now we stir that. Now, like with so many of the things I fix, this is the first time I've ever made risotto that didn't come out of a box. Now, as soon as it reaches the simmer, I'm going to move it to another burner so we can start cooking our chicken breasts, which in French are called saucepan. I wasn't going to try to pronounce the entire name of the recipe in French because every French speaker would be rolling in his grave if I tried. Okay, now we're going to put this over here where it's out of the way. And we're going to bring our casserole and set that there for now while we get the rest of everything ready. Now we have our saucepan, or chicken breasts, that we want to a little bit of lemon juice, now we dry our hands off so it doesn't stick. This is a combination of salt and white pepper. First we sprinkle it on. Make sure it's rubbed in there. Rub your chicken. Now we're going to add some more of the salt and pepper to the other side. Oh. Pick that up. It fell off onto the chicken. Wasn't attached to the chicken well. Now, let's move this so I can bring this over here. You can see our next step. What we're going to do is we need to bring up our This is our casserole dish. This is flame-proof, so don't worry about that. I am going to need my oven mitts later to put this in the oven, so let me get those. Put my stick of butter back in the refrigerator. The easiest way to find out if it's ready, a little bit of liquid. When it evaporates away, add some again, and when it sizzles immediately, then you'll know you've got the right amount of heat. At least that's the way I always do it. Okay, we're ready. Now we take 4 tablespoons of butter, and we get that nice and foamy. Now to do this part quickly, or the butter will burn and it won't taste good. Okay. Not much in it, but the melted butter smells fantastic. Okay. Now we have the chicken. And then we quickly roll it over, and we turn off the heat, and we see if we can fit this last piece in there. We need a larger, so much larger casserole. Now, while that's waiting, because we don't have long to go, we take some parchment paper cut out in sort of a round, and we butter our parchment paper. Part is rather interesting to do, to get the okay, I think I finally figured out a way. Now, this. And we put the parchment paper butter side down. We put the lid on. And now we pop this into the oven, which was, as you remember, preheated to 400 degrees. we let that cook now for about 6 minutes. I know, it doesn't seem long at all, does it? Now while we're waiting for that, I'll find out again what did I do with my wooden spoon. And we'll aim our camera. See, this is why I would really like to have, if anyone out there who watches this and lives in Sacramento would like to be my camera person, of course you have to be willing to work for food. Literally work for food. Okay. Let's take a look at this. As you can see, I was a bit worried at first, but yeah, the rice has absorbed the chicken stock rather well. Now, according to the Julia, if when we take the chicken out, if it's not ready yet, we pop it in for another 2 minutes or so. You'll see soon. Let me re-angle my camera. And we will jump ahead to 6 minutes. Okay, we've got about 30 seconds before it's time to check our chicken. Make sure my oven mitts are on. If they're ready, I'll be transferring them to a plate, which I will try to keep warm as I prepare the sauce that will be going with the chicken. Okay. Oh. Let's take a look at this. Okay, I can tell you right now it ain't ready. So we'll turn these around. Put the parchment paper back on and place it back in the oven for another 6 minutes. While we're waiting for that, the risotto is done and it smells fantastic. I'm going to take out the bouquet, not the bucket, the bouquet. I'm going to stir that up a little. Oh, that smells so good. Put this back over here while we wait for our chicken. Okay, we let the chicken cook again a little longer. Not everything's perfect on the first attempt, but we keep trying until we get it right. Okay. Okay, this looks much better now, but yeah, so far so good. Let's take a look on the other side. Okay. Now, the only way to, of course, be absolutely sure is to cut into one of the chickens. Oh no, I can tell right there, it's going to need to stay a little bit longer in. This would probably not be happening if I had a larger casserole dish, which is one of the things, if anyone's wondering what to get me for the Christmas this year, La Crusette would be fantastic. Okay. Now we're going to put this in for another 5 minutes. Okay, the chicken is finally done. And now we take it out of the casserole, which I really do need to think about getting something slightly larger maybe, and maybe cast iron. La Crusette, if anyone wants to get me a Christmas present, 4-quart, preferably the flame color. Now we cover our chicken over here. Let me adjust the camera. And cover it with foil to keep it warm. Let's move on to our next step, which is to make the sauce for the chicken. Let me get that out of the way. Now, the sauce, first we need to, I'm going to lose my space on the page. Bring that up to high. All the little bits of chicken stock that came out of the chicken, that's going to add some extra flavor. Now that is 1/4 cup of chicken stock and 1/4 cup of Madeira wine. And we're going to boil this on high until it starts to turn syrupy. And I don't know how long that'll take, so that's, oh, my camera wasn't in the right spot. Sorry about that. Now we're going to, as I said, we're going to boil that down until it gets a little syrupy before we add the cream, some lemon juice, and salt and pepper. Now, one good thing about this is that it can go from either the oven to the stovetop, so that's one thing in its advantage. But I'm wondering if the cast iron would have helped the chicken cook faster, because I ended up doing it for a total, I think, about 25, maybe 30 minutes altogether. So anyway, I'm not going to make you sit and watch the whole process, so I'll just skip ahead to when it's syrupy. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's just about ready. It smells fantastic. So now we add our 1 cup of heavy cream. And we season with a little bit of salt and white pepper. And we're going to bring this to a boil. Oh, and just a little bit, almost forgot. Save this in case I need more. I'm going to boil this until it's been slightly thickened, or lightly thickened as the book says. I was hoping to get just the half pint of the 1 pint of heavy cream, but they didn't have it, so I got all that cream I need to figure out what to do with. I'm thinking tomorrow, usually when I make an omelet I use 2 tablespoons of milk, but instead I think I'm going to see how it works if I use cream. Okay, now let's jump ahead to when it's slightly thickened or lightly thickened. And I think this is just about ready. I'm going to turn off the heat. Wait for it to stop bubbling and boiling. Ooh. Just look at it go. Doesn't it look beautiful? Oh, that's good. I would make this just for the gravy. The sauce, excuse me. Sorry, Julia. Child, I did not mean to call it gravy. Now, I'm going to take my test chicken and use that. My risotto. Oh. This is the first time I've made risotto that didn't come out of a box. Sorry, I need to move this over here so I don't spill so much. What am I looking for? I am looking for and now, we go eat. My best part, my favorite part. Oh, this is good. Like I said, oh, fantastic. I think this is almost better than sex. Prove me wrong. Definitely going to make this again one day. Although, I might make a few changes. Now the risotto, very good. Oh, this is just too fantastic for words. So, that is my chicken poached in butter with wine and cream sauce served with risotto. I hope you enjoyed the show. Please like and comment and make sure to subscribe. That way you'll always be aware of future videos. Next week I am planning to do vegetables in the French style for a friend of mine who is suffering from diabetes and would not be able to eat this because of the high amount of carbs in it. So the next week's episode will be dedicated to him. Not just vegetables, I will also be doing one of my paleo pork chops, which I did previously. I forget which day. But this has been a wonderful meal, and I'm going to finish eating it. And always remember, eat and enjoy.